folks, welcome back to Tarot Tats and Tea. Lovely to see you here on this very grey, wet and misty afternoon. Spring is in the air. Oh, you have to see the potting shed. I'll hopefully be filming something in there shortly, but the seeds are starting to sprout and things are looking well. I'm going to be sharing some books with you today. They are books that I purchased whilst on my recent trip over to Wales, where I spent Mother's Day with my mum. She's making a good recovery after suffering a minor stroke, and things are good. Now, where to begin? I do have a tarot-based book. I'm going to leave that till last, I think. These others are just going to be a quick fly-through. And let's get on it. This is one that my mum gave to me to read. She couldn't get into it. It's not the sort of thing that she reads as a rule. And she just felt, this will suit her laying down to the ground. And she handed it over to me. This is called The Revels. It's written by Stacey Thomas. The Hannah Kana says it's atmospheric and powerful. And Jennifer Saint, darkly fascinating and spellbinding. This is the cover. Isn't that a gorgeous cover? Elodie Harper says it's original. Laura Shepperson, compelling. Leanne Dilsworth, beguiling. The stage is set and the witch hunt is about to begin. It is in England, 1645. After his half-brother dies, aspiring playwright Nicholas Pearce is apprenticed to Judge William Percival, an infamous former witch hunter who is under pressure to resume his old profession. In a country torn apart by civil war, with escalating tensions between Catholics and Protestants, royalists and roundheads, and rumours of witchcraft, Nicholas hides a secret. The dead sing. He hears their secrets. But will he find the courage to speak up to save innocent lives, even if it means putting himself in great danger? Now, I am only on page 16 and already I'm loving it. So this is The Revels by Stacey Thomas. Okay. The next book I have here is The Beholders. Now this is a signed copy and I managed to get it at a reduced price. It's $16.99 because the inside of the cover was damaged. As you can see here, I'm going to glue it down in a minute. It was pulled up like that. So I'm going to fix that myself. And this is another book that I have just started to delve into. Yes, I am able to read more than one book at a time. Look at the pages on here. This is a bit like my book Wayward. So this would be the signed copy version, and this is by Hester Musson, M-U-S-S-O-N, Musson or Mewson. The Holders. Susan Stokes Chapman, author of Pandora, writes, "This held me completely in its enthrall until the very last line." Now, let's see. Some houses are haunted by the living. Leanne Dilsworth, author of Theatre of Marvels, a dark slice of the sort of Gothic 19th century readers were warned against, uneasy, unsettling and unputdownable. Kate Lumsden, who wrote The Secrets of Hardwood Hall, writes, "An atmospheric historical thriller with layer upon layer of secrets and twists. Enthralling and unsettling, this book examines the darkness beneath the surface of a Victorian society with deft and unflinching brush strokes." And then Laura Shepperson, author of The Heroines, writes a well-researched and thoroughly convincing page-turner. Let's see what the book is about. June 1878. The body of a boy is pulled from the depths of the Thames, suspected to be the beloved missing child of the widely admired Liberal MP Ralph Gethin. 4 months earlier, Harriet Watkins is a young maid newly employed at Finton Hall. Fleeing the drudgery of an unwanted engagement in a small village where she grew up, Harriet is entranced by the grand country hall. She is entranced too by her glamorous mistress, Clara Gethin, whose unearthly singing voice floats through the house. But Clara, though captivating, is erratic. The master of the house is a much lauded politician, but he is strangely absent, and some of their beautiful belongings seem to tell terrible stories. Unable to ignore her growing unease, Harriet sets out to discover their secrets. When she uncovers a shocking truth, a chain of events is set in motion that could cost Harriet everything, even her freedom. And this was written by Hester Muson, who studied at Bristol University and is the RCS in Glasgow. She worked as an actress and auto cue operator in London before writing full-time and now lives in Scotland. I love the pages. Oh, beautiful, all floral design. So that's The Beholders. Now, the next one is written by Lizzie Pook. Amelia Hart writes, it's grisly, addictive fun. Stuart Turton writes, brilliant, stuffed with adventure. Ellery Lloyd, author of The Club, rip-roaring and guillotine-sharp, I couldn't tear myself away. Emma Stonex, author of The Lamplighters, thrilling, heartfelt and utterly compulsive. And Amy McCulloch, author of Breathless, a riveting tale of a sister's burning desire for revenge, gripping, beautiful and flawless. And this is Maud Horton's Glorious Revenge. Okay, that's Maud Horton's Glorious Revenge. And this is all about London again in the 1850s. This sort of genre has really pulled me in, sucked me in with the last few books that I've read recently. And do you know, it's really, historical stories were never my thing, but they have rapidly become my thing. London 1850. Constance Horton has disappeared. Maud, her older sister, knows only that Constance abandoned the apothecary that they call home and, disguised as a boy, boarded a ship bound for the Arctic. She never returned. A tragic accident, the Admiralty called it, but Maud knows that something is not right. When she finds Constance's Arctic journal, it becomes clear that the truth is being buried by sinister forces. To find answers and deliver justice for her sister, Maud must step into London's dark underbelly and into the path of dangerous, powerful men. The kind of men who seek their fortune in the city's horrors, from the hangings at Newgate to the ghoulish waxworks of Madame Tussauds. It is a perilous task, but Maud has dangerous skills of her own. And what's the betting? It's all around the apothecary. Look at the inside cover. Isn't that lovely? Okay. So this, I do believe, is going to be something of an enjoyable nature, I think. It's a bit scary at times, a bit strange, but enjoyable. I believe there's some entertaining parts in it. But we'll see. I'll be able to review it when I've read it properly. So Lizzie Pook is an author and award-winning travel writer whose work has appeared in the Sunday Times, Lonely Planet, Rough Guides, Condé Nast Traveller and more. Her assignments have taken her to some of the most remote parts of the planet, from the uninhabited east coast of Greenland in search of roaming polar bears to the foothills of the Himalayas to track endangered snow leopards. Her first novel, Moonlight and the Pearler's Daughter, was shortlisted for the Wilbur Smith Adventure Writing Prize and the HWA Debut Crown, and longlisted for the Authors Club Best First Novel Award. Maud Horton's Glorious Revenge is her second novel, and she lives in London. Now, this book, before we get to the tarot, is one that's based around my hobby. I share a love, a passion with one of my most favourite people, Caroline Quentin. Okay, this is Drawn to the Garden, and this features a lot of Caroline's own sketchings of her plants that she grows in her potting shed and in her greenhouse, and has very similar enjoyments of the outdoors as I do. So I'll read the back of it, okay? I've grown things for most of my life. I do it because it makes me giddy with happiness, and I can actually understand that. Much loved actor Caroline Quentin draws on her lifelong passion for gardening in this charming horticultural journey. In this book, adorned with her own beautiful illustrations, she reveals the joy she gets from spending time in her garden, whether it be raising seeds in her potting shed or grappling with the best way to grow beetroot. I'm having a problem with my beetroot, actually. For her, gardening is not all about expertise, but should be fun and enjoyable activity, filled with the simple pleasures of planning, planting, harvesting and cooking. Caroline also finds it a meditative and restorative pastime and a great way to lift her spirits. Caroline Quentin is a renowned figure in British comedy, well known for her lead roles in the award-winning British sitcom of Men Behaving Badly and the crime drama Jonathan Creek. Aside from her career as an actor, she has she's been a passionate gardener for many years, as seen in her hugely popular Instagram at CQ Gardens. So we start on the inside, and as we go through, all these here are paintings of Caroline's as well, so she clearly enjoys her art as well as her gardening. And it goes from hedgerows and raised beds. It's just beautiful. It's all the chapters are like based on different things, such as, I'll read the chapters out. Actually, it's easier than just so you have a preface. Then it's a growing passion, seeds, memories, salad, well-being, veg and a bit of fruit, my favourite recipes, pets and pests, childhood, herbs, fluttery, prickly and wiggly chums, water, scent, and an epilogue and index. So this is something that is going to accompany me in my potting shed. Thank you, Caroline. I came across this quite by accident, and am I delighted I did. Now, here we are for the tarot. So, I was looking out for this book for some time, okay? It's called The Tarot Time Traveller, and it's written by Marcus Katz and Tally Goodwin. Now, I ordered it off Amazon. I couldn't find it because I'm not sure, I think it could possibly be out of print. So they said it was available, but ways to buy it. So options of buying it. So I went on to options, and they were all second-hand copies. And it told me that this was like new. And I believed them. I know, I can hear you all laughing there. Well, first of all, it's very, very used, as you can see. But what makes it all the more used is this. It's not even anything to do with notes referring to the text. Someone's done their accounts inside this book. Yeah, they've put their accounts inside this book. I don't mind the highlighting, although I have now read up to page, it won't be, chapter 1, page 5, but I've read it from the beginning, the unnumbered pages, which are the preface, the introduction, and about the two authors. And that's gripped me. I've enjoyed the way they've written the introduction to the book, how they're selling the book, and how they're talking about time travelling, as in us being the time traveller, and the book is the journey. And we're going back in time to enjoy the history of tarot with activities to take part in. So it is both a workbook and a book that you can actually read. And I do believe this is one that I am going to be reading through and working through at the same time. Something very similar to what I did with the Ancestral Tarot. I may actually see if I can use this and do something similar on my channel here. I'm currently reading about contemporary time meanings, etc., and I'm working my way through slowly. I think the person here must have only got to page 17 and didn't bother carrying on because that page is turned. As you can see, if you're buying something and they say it's like new on Amazon, be prepared. It might not be like new. Okay, because that is not like new. I'm not going to ask for my money back because I want this book. I can get past the highlighting, but what I will do here is get some Tipp-Ex and go over the accounting. I had to laugh because I thought, okay, hold on a second. I need help with, and then nothing, and then it's just got $sign, AMP, layaway, Laura, something village, the truck payment, truck brakes, gas, Bubba, Chris, to collect money from them, and loads of other, I don't know what that says, unemployment. I don't know what that is at all. but it was all just written inside this book. Now, yes, I do write inside my books, but I think it's criminal to use it as a jotter for another topic that's got nothing to do with the contents of the book. That did think, when I first saw it, I thought, ooh, somebody's written in here. I feel like the Half-Blood Prince. Anybody that's watched Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince knows that Harry got his hands on a book that helped him hugely in his subject. And I thought, oh, this is going to help me, until I read that it had nothing to do with the bloody book. Never mind. But let's get back to this book. I'm going to read the blurb on the back to you. History is the greatest teacher. Have you ever wondered where card meanings come from? This book has the answers. In the story of tarot, nothing is as it first appears to be. Throughout the generations, personal relationships, esoteric practices and cultural beliefs have blended together to form tarot's many layers of meaning and mystery. Join authors Marcus Katz and Tali Goodwin as they share reading methods, card meanings and spread ideas based on the most important developments in the history of tarot. Along the way, you'll witness the creation of some of the most influential decks and meet the artists, mystics, teachers, occultists and writers behind them. When you delve into tarot's fascinating backstory, you open yourself to unique perspectives, helping you develop your own interpretations of the cards, even if they don't always match the current era's ideas. Tarot Time Traveller is a guided tour through history, providing new insights for your reading practice and deepening your relationship with the cards. Marcus Katz is the author and teacher of the Western Esoteric Initiatory System. Western Esoteric Initiatory System, WEIS, and the co-director of the Tarosophy Tarot Association, the world's largest tarot organisation. He has studied and taught tarot for 35 years and has delivered more than 10,000 face-to-face readings. Marcus has authored or co-authored more than 30 books and is also co-creator of Arcartia, an interactive online world for tarot studies and experience. Oh, Arcartia, Arkartia. He lives in Keswick in the UK and can be found online at www.marcuskatz.net. Tali Goodwin is an author, researcher and co-director of the Tarosophy Tarot Association. She has authored or co-authored more than 30 books, and she is responsible for the Cards of Antiquity campaign, which set the ground for the return of Lenormand, Kipper and other antique decks in the mass market. Tali also lives in Keswick in the UK and can be found online at www.taligoodwin.net. So, this is it. Tarot Time Traveller. In a way, the fact it is so used gives it a little bit of character. I'm just going to rinse it through my incense that's burning here. Come on, you have a job to do. So this is one way to cleanse second-hand goods and decks. And in a minute I may open the window because it's starting to look like I'm in a smoke chamber. So here we go. And those are the books. A recap. Tarot Time Traveller, Marcus Katz and Tali Goodwin. Drawn to the Garden by Caroline Quentin. Maud Horton's Glorious Revenge by Lizzie Pook. The Revels by Stacey Thomas. And The Beholders by Hester Mewson. I hope you've enjoyed this talk about books. Well, I say this talk, this introduction to these books. Once I've got through them, I'll review some of them. I won't review all of them. I'll probably review some of them. Well, maybe all of them. Depends on time constraints. But that's it. I'm now going to open a window before I smoke us all out of the house. Take care. Have a lovely afternoon. And it's Wednesday. It's Hump Day. And we are sliding into the weekend here. It's going to be a long weekend because it's St. Patrick's weekend. So whatever you may be doing for St. Patrick's weekend, if you celebrate it, go out and thoroughly enjoy yourself. And thanks for being here. Thanks for watching. Thanks for interacting. Take care.